But I think that's like, I don't know, maybe Marvel is the only exception. They pour millions into it and they be flopping. So before, Marvel used to be bankrupt, and now they're kind of like investing in hot garbage.
So, if there's like one person in history that you would like to meet, who would it be and why?
Ooh, I got one. Dr. Sebi.
Oh, yeah.
You met Dr. Sebi.
You say that, but I was a baby.
Wait, what?
Wait, what's the backstory?
So when I was probably 8th grade, right?
Yeah. What's good, guys? Back here with another episode of Maybe It Gets
Maybe It Gets Podcast.
Maybe It Gets Podcast. Maybe It Gets Better Podcast. And we got our boy Delux, your boy Ronto, your boy BlckkStar in the building. But yeah, let's jump into it. Let's start with the questions.
Ooh.
Hey.
Who you want to say?
I was about to say, y'all, you know that the BlckkStar Games, our channel, we on the same move, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're pushing.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
Yep.
Doing good on the subscribers there. I see you. I see you.
I see you shining.
Okay, I got a question for y'all. Ooh. What's one name that triggers you when you hear it and why?
That's a good question. I feel like I say that every episode, but nah, I actually can't even think of an answer. But like one name that triggers you.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna say
I feel like let me cut you off. AI.
AI.
I feel like I've heard it so much now. Oh, it's like, you know, when it comes to like music or like art. Oh, it's AI. It's AI. It's AI. Like, bro, not everything is AI, bro.
Man, I would say Victoria.
Mm.
Man.
Sounds like there's a backstory.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know Victoria, and it just didn't go the way I wanted it to go. It did, but like it just went that fast.
I'm gonna keep it clean. I have an ex named Victoria.
See it? Victoria's. Something wrong with y'all.
I don't rock with that shorty.
This reminds me of Tori from Victorious.
Yeah. Vicky's, Victoria's, all that. I can't mess with it. I can't do it.
Vicky from Vampire Diaries, she was a mess.
Vicky from Timmy Turner.
Yeah,
Vicky.
Vicky.
What about you guys, Delux?
A name that stresses me out.
Brings back trauma.
When you hear that name, it just gives you that ache.
It gives you an ache.
I'm gonna be real, I be forgetting names. I like, personally, a lot of people have been like, yo, you don't remember my name, it's been like 4 times. I'm like, yo, I hear a lot of names on a day.
Maybe the 5th time.
The 5th time, trust me, someone telling you it's 5th time, then I got it. They told me that, so.
For me, I'd be like, don't count on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more good with faces than names.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I know you from somewhere, right? If it just look and be like, yo, something's going on.
Yeah.
Nah, I couldn't remember her name. Yeah, just like 2-3 times and I got it.
Yeah.
I could lock it in. But okay.
Something that triggers me. What's that one movie where they're in Hancock?
Oh,
where they all get
Hangover?
drunk. The Hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, because I watched that movie so many times, we had it like on DVD that we just kept on rinsing it.
Yeah.
Again and again and again. So The Hangover.
Just the name The Hangover?
Yeah.
When you hear The Hangover,
For that movie, everyone can talk about that movie.
Yeah.
But like,
that's a classic though.
it's such a good movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I miss when movies were like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, I don't feel like anything's. I think the movie scenes have been dropping. Like nothing's really been going on in the theaters.
Yeah.
Facts.
I seen the Marvel movie Captain America.
Was it good?
Was it? No, it's not Captain America. It's the Falcon series.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
Have you guys seen the movie Novocaine? I think that was
No,
like an
I
okay
didn't watch
movie
it.
though.
Nah,
It's
I
kind
didn't
of
watch
like
that. That was with Huey though, right?
Yeah, from The Boy.
I didn't watch it. Yeah, I seen the commercials, but
When did that come out? I thought it wasn't out yet.
It came
Yeah,
out.
it came
already.
out.
I watched the
Yeah.
movie. It's pretty.
it's alright.
It's alright. So
Hey, we'll
like,
give it a rating. What was the rating?
I'd say like a little 7 still.
Seven?
Like,
That's not bad. That's
It's
not
like
bad.
it's kind of entertaining. Like I like the premise. Like like he's basically like Deadpool, but like like he doesn't-
normal.
He doesn't have a healing factor, so like
Yeah.
if you hurt him, like he doesn't feel it, but like if he doesn't treat it, he's gonna die.
Oh.
So like with that just like being something that he carries throughout his whole life, he knows how to like just like he's super crazy with medical stuff. So like if he cuts himself, he won't feel it, but he'll like know how to like patch it up and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's an
Yeah.
action thriller. I like it.
Action
Yeah.
thriller, okay.
So, so with that, so like if he gets shot, he's not gonna feel the bullet, but he has to go get that fixed up.
Yeah, that's to deal with it like, ASAP. And he knows how to take out certain like injuries and stuff because he's been going through his whole life, right? So he's
Okay.
been like
Oh, he's like a medic. He knows how to medic.
yeah,
It's like a nerfed Deadpool.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So like people are like, oh, you're a superhero, but like realistically, like nah, he doesn't have knowledge on the human body. He's gonna die.
Yeah.
Facts. I remember watching this. What's that show with the hot wings?
Hot ones.
Hot Ones, right? So I was watching an episode with that with Matt Damon, right?
Yeah.
And he was basically saying like the movies that went down because of the DVDs not being sold, right? So back in the day, they would come out with the movie, it'll hit theaters. You might not even make all that money back that you spent from the movie theaters, but on the back end, you know that the DVDs are coming out like the week or two later.
Yeah.
So you'll make all your money back from people buying the DVDs.
So like residuals.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So like it getting shipped out to all these different stores, you'll make the money back. But because there's no DVDs or that hard copy being sold anymore,
Yeah.
they're losing so much money, and they're not gonna put so much money into a movie that's not gonna generate.
But I think that's like I don't know. Maybe Marvel is the only exception. They pour millions into it, and they be flopping. So before Marvel used to be bankrupt, and now they're kind of like investing in hot garbage. I don't know. We'll see with the. I think they did the
Was the
rollout
Captain
with
America
this.
movie that bad?
It wasn't.
I would
I'm
say
having
it's
hope
like
for
it was like a 5.5.
Me personally,
It was
I feel like
trash, though.
they could have made it into a series, and I would be happy with
Yeah,
it.
I think they could have done the series.
I'm just
but
waiting for it to hit Disney Plus.
It's gonna come soon.
Yeah.
It's coming soon. It's not like you're not missing anything. Let's just
But
say.
speaking of horribly ranked movies, you guys are hearing the news about Snow White's movie, yeah?
Oh, I heard about that.
Yes, they messed that up bad.
That is I think it's gotten the worst ranked movie.
I think it's the worst movie out now in life.
Yeah,
for a decade.
I think it was like
Oh my
1.8 or
gosh.
something like that.
That's-
I didn't even know
bad.
That's crazy.
I'm not even gonna lie, I
Bad.
didn't even know it came out. Still, I didn't even know there was a snowboard.
It was weird
They didn't
advertisement
invest in
for it,
it.
but they kept on like pushing it back, right?
Mhm.
Something like I didn't even see the advertisements.
Me neither.
I only seen the negative press. That's the only way I
Yeah.
heard about it. But
Yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't have redid Snow White. No one was asking for that.
No one's asked for that.
No one
And
asked
then
for that.
They changed the premise in a type of way that it's like, I guess they were trying to make it positive, like a woman-centric type of thing. But like the way they did it, I guess, wasn't like correlating with the message.
Everyone's just hating on the main actress because the way that she's moving so woke,
Yeah.
you know, and like it's just hurting the film, hurting the production, hurting her co-cast and everything. Man, I don't know. It's just her views on life that people are hating on, or the way she's pushing it.
But the way Disney put her as a front runner, so they obviously knew that. So I think they thought it was gonna work in their favor, but it didn't.
Or maybe it's a thing of like talking against your contract, you know?
Mm.
Who knows how she's moving
That
about.
could, but then the thing with Hollywood is they're not afraid to blacklist people after. So we'll see if she's in any other movies after that, and we'll
I
see
doubt
like,
it.
yo,
Everyone's saying that this ended her career.
wow. I mean, there was stuff that she came out and was just like, yo, I don't care if the movie like people line up to see me. I've seen that comment online circulating. And
Also, she's a little arrogant.
that's what some of the people were saying, like some of the cast members, some of the producers, and like the people on the film side of it. They were like, yo, like you're the reason why we can't eat off this film, or in general we wasted our time on it, because they get residuals too on it. So if the movie bombed it, it's just like, yo, all that hard work and stuff like that. It's just like, imagine, like, it takes a lot for doing a podcast. Imagine how much it is to do like a film And knowing that, like, yo, if this is like, we hope that it does good and it doesn't go do good. It's just like, wow. Like,
this feels like a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Money.
And film days are not like
And
easy
all
days.
because
They're
of what
12-hour
one person
days,
and
more
how they're
days.
speaking on a thing like outside of the production.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
I don't know. Maybe something will shift.
Who knows? But I got a question for you guys. So, if there is like one person in history that you would like to meet, who would it be and why?
Ooh, I got one. Dr. Sebi. I wanna meet Dr.
Oh,
Sebi.
You
yeah.
met Dr. Sebi.
You say that, but I was a baby.
Yo, wait, what?
Wait, what's the backstory?
So when I was probably 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi actually had a seminar on Western Road somewhere.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
he was that.
Yeah, but back then, he wasn't as famous, so people didn't really know about him, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess he was talking about like just healing certain things about sickle cell and different ways to cure like common diseases that we have, cancers and things like that. And yeah, my dad took us to the seminar, and it was interesting because like everything that's coming up now is like I've seen that like he would stand on the stage and just drop to his knees. And he's like old, like 60s, 70s, and just drop to his knees like and stand back up like nothing happened.
He could do that.
And I said, even that I was in the 8th grade, I couldn't even do that.
He has
at
better
that
knees
age.
than powerlifters.
Nah, trust me.
You got better knees than Nigga the Stallion.
Trust me, like, strong knees. But like, yeah, so he was teaching everyone about the foods that we eat and why we shouldn't eat certain things and we should be eating more alkaline
And
foods.
staying away from mucus.
Yes.
Mucus in the body kills.
Milk, eggs, all that stuff, cheese, it's all putting mucus back into your body.
Yeah.
And you want to get rid of
It's
that.
funny how I even found out about him or heard about him was through Nipsey.
Yeah. He's gonna do a documentary on him or something.
Yeah,
like
like
that.
before he died, you used like people are talking about how he was Nipsey was gonna do a documentary about Dr. Sebi and stuff and like all his teachings and stuff. So it's funny that you met him even as like a baby. You didn't even know.
Yeah, so like even with all that, like back then, like I think they arrested him. He was telling the story of how he got arrested in Honduras and stuff because of what he was healing people, and because he was spreading the message that he was healing people and you don't need all these pharmaceuticals and all that stuff. They arrested him and just put him through that whole ringer and shit. So and then next thing you know, like certain doctors are dying off, certain people were disappearing.
That's where money's
That's
at.
where money's at. So yeah, we met Dr. Sebi a long time ago, probably like 2010, 2011. Around there.
And me as a person with sickle cell who's been born with sickle cell, that's the reason why I would love to meet him. Just to get like info, just to speak with him, all that type of stuff. As my age and understanding now.
That's tough. I would have to say, like, just to answer the question that I just asked about who I'd meet in history, it would either be Michael Jackson or Tupac.
Why?
I wanted to see Biggie, but like I feel like Michael Jackson or Tupac, they have like interesting perspectives on life, right? Or like Mike's crazy, and I remember when he died, like I was like, I don't even remember how old I was. I was probably like 6 or 7. This was like 2009 or whatever. And like, yo, bro, it was like the whole world like stopped. Yeah, like bro, he had such an impact on like the world, like pop culture and everything that like. We always talk about it on the pod where he had like I think a hotel and everybody bombarded the hotel, or like he would have like a show and people would pass out like
different level of fame.
Or Tupac was just always saying some like real deep stuff and like his impact on music as well. Like when he passed away, like a lot of like the old heads are always saying like Tupac's my favorite artist, and like I feel like there's a lot of merit behind why they say that. So yeah, I would have to say those two.
That must have hurt a lot of artists like afterwards trying to put out music after they died. Because like no one wants to listen to your stuff. They just miss Mike or Pac.
Yeah, there's like a big gap in like rap and pop music when those two died and stuff. So
Jeez.
But I feel like those two actually inspired a lot of artists right after that too.
Yeah.
It gave birth to a lot of new
Styles.
stuff. Yeah. I enjoyed it. But shoot. Who would I want to meet?
I feel like you're gonna say Michael.
Nah,
Low-key.
I would, but I
I
feel
feel
like
like that's
that's
something
too,
you'd say.
that's too easy. That's too
Switch it
easy.
up.
Nah, either J.D. Rockefeller or Morgan Chase, because those two created families that are like the elites of today's world, right?
Yeah. So who are those people? For those that don't know.
So J.D. Rockefeller, if you don't know who Rockefeller is, like most of these companies and the way we learn and the way we're taught about certain things, was it all came from him. I believe he was like he helped sort out like how they go about education and the basically how you teach people. So like now that you see that in class you sit at a desk, you sit in rows, you sit a certain way, you have to pay attention to this, you do this test, do that. Like I believe he came up with those tactics.
And the
concepts.
reason why you had like the school bell and all that.
All that type of stuff is to keep people moving a certain way, and you're able to. You ever hear that saying where like school is to teach people how to work at a factory or something like that? Yeah, like I believe he came up with that, and
He wants more workers.
more efficient workers. And then
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Sorry for cutting you off.
in hindsight, we wouldn't be here today without those type of tactics, right? But overall, he probably messed some people up, but at the end of the day, we wouldn't be as advanced as we are now because of that structure. I don't think we would be as advanced, but and he just created.
I think that's something for everybody to think about, just like the structure of like the school system and that's how life is.
Yeah, but
there's benefits to it and there's like cons to it as well.
And he just created wealth on a different level, you know, and has his whole family set up in a certain way. Like that's the first time I heard about trust and different things of that nature. Those different financial what do you call that? Financial
Terms?
No.
Literacy?
No, like financial vehicles that you could put your money into that continuously generate more and more wealth.
Okay.
And then same with Morgan Chase. He's one of those guys that like when the stock market and all that crashed in the 30s and stuff.
Yeah.
I believe he like had gold bricks and was able to fund a whole bunch of shit because he had gold bricks. And I'm just like,
That's crazy.
like, you know what I'm saying? And him doing that, a lot of people owed him a lot of money. So like, you know, Chase Bank and all that stuff.
Like
in the States and
Morgan
stuff.
Chase and Co.
Yeah, he's Chase Bank basically, right? So he started a lot of that credit and a lot of, again, a lot of different financial stuff that we still live by today.
Okay.
You know, so I would, if I could meet those two guys, and not be, because back in the 30s, man, there was still a lot of racial tension. So I would say, I'll meet them on a different level where I could kind of talk to them. But I'll say those two guys. And if I get any of that info wrong, let me know. You know? I'm just kind of going off of what I remember. I might be mixing some stuff up, but let us know.
I would say Malcolm X. I feel like in that time period, especially like getting a lot of things done, working with the Brotherhood, and then also just being a pillar in his community. I feel like with a lot of the work I do, that's something to aspire to, just like being able to unite people, being able to kind of find different vehicles and other things to like motivate change at the end of the day. And I think a lot of what Malcolm X was doing is being applied to it in a lot of books, like, you know, The Art of War, the 48 Laws of Power. I read the 50th Laws with the 50 Cent iteration, but there's a lot in terms of strategy and being able to do business deals and other things that I've been doing now. So I think that's where I'm learning more about like Malcolm X and the ways him and Martin Luther had similarities and differences. So just like learning those point of views.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
And I feel like you just be able to handle a conversation like anything really, like from back in the day to now, he'd probably tell you this, like, some of the things that he said are some of the things that are happening right now.
Yeah.
So that just shows that he was ahead of his time and everything, and that, you know, real change really does take real change.
Facts. I feel like history repeats itself. Like
Absolutely.
things always like finds its way of coming back full circle.
That's what I'm kind of looking at, kind of like, and this could be something for people to call out, but when you're looking at the recession from back in the day, things are at an all-time high. So the way that it has to come down is something has to drop.
Yo,
That's
that
crash,
feels like
you know?
that's what the theme of 2025 is.
Yeah, it's the setup.
Like,
The setup.
2024 was like, I guess, like the
the
peak,
yeah.
ready to drop everything for
Mhm.
2025, because to continue building up higher, it's like you have to take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you guys believe in like numerology and all that type of stuff?
Yeah.
So basically, 2025 is a 9 year, and 9 is the number of completion. So if stuff's dropping off and stuff, that means you're completing whatever you're set out to do. So at this point, it's like it's the end all.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
Witchcraft it is.
I've heard about numerology and stuff like that. Some of it is true. Some of it, I'm not here to tell anyone what to think. I think it's interesting.
Yo,
I always
ever
think
seen
things
the
are
movie
interesting.
was it Wanted or whatever? When
Yeah.
they like curve the
The
bullet.
bullet.
Yeah,
Numerology. That's the mind right there.
No, you know in that movie, like there's like a premise where it's like, oh, like they have some like technical, like some old school like way of telling who should die or whatever, just like, you know.
Yeah,
people
Oh,
honest and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
That's what that reminds me of. Where it's like, at the 9th year it's gonna fall and collapse.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting to me how like things work and people
But
come with these.
But no,
theories.
if you look at it though, like, okay, for instance, like last year was an 8 year, they say, right? It was 8 is associated with money and a lot of generating wealth and stuff, right? Even look at our situation. We started the podcast last year, and that is when we're supposed to help us generate wealth and generate money from that.
Hey,
So-
hold up. You just remind me of something.
Yeah,
It's been a year since we
it's
started.
been
the
a year. It's been about a
podcast.
year.
No, well, it hasn't been a year since we started, but it's been a year since we dropped our first episode. So,
Yeah.
like, we started the podcast like last year.
February, was it?
February.
Yeah, like end of January,
Yeah, like
February.
that.
But we dropped our
Yeah,
first
yeah.
episode this time last year. So you know,
We should.
Yeah,
That's
that's it up. So yeah, with that being said, because we started in 2024, this should be a fruitful thing that we started to see. We're gonna eventually see the gain from it.
What did Kodak say? I hope so.
I hope so. Well, yeah. Have you ever like wondered like, okay, like when you see 11:11 on the clock,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do?
Make a wish.
Make a wish.
Exactly, that's numerology.
So my numerology was like, sometimes I'd be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and apparently that means like you're on the right path.
Exactly, you're following the right path.
Cause I'd be seeing that so many times. I'd be looking at something, and I'm like, oh. And it's not even me searching for it. Like, trust me, I'm not the type of guy to be like, yo, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming right. But like, I just look randomly. That's the numbers I
I
see.
never heard of that one.
Yeah.
before.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is like the Madam Astrology. You know how girls have like the horoscopes and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah. Facts.
It's like zodiac signs we got.
Yeah,
Numerology.
No, facts. It's like people see like 333, 222,
Yeah.
444.
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they see that stuff all the time, so you know it has a deeper meaning. They say.
How's everybody's mental health? Most specifically.
I'll start. Lately I watched. My homie put me onto this this documentary that I seen it a long time before, but like he recently told me about it. He's like, yo, you need to rewatch this, and it's called The Secret.
Yeah.
And it's all
Victoria's
about
Secret?
no, not yo. Get your mind out there, buddy. Yo, no,
Sorry, all
not
jokes aside,
Victoria,
all jokes
not
aside.
Victoria, but yeah, The Secret. It's about like what was it? What was I saying? Law of attraction.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's basically teaching about the law of attraction and how you're supposed to train yourself to think positively and vision the life that you want.
Absolutely.
Oh, manifestation.
Yes, and bring it. With doing that, it's gonna bring it closer to you, and it's gonna give you like the urge to act.
You remember what
You
year
know
this
what I'm
was?
that
It's saying this is a 2006.
Yeah, this is old. Yeah, no,
Damn.
this is old. I watched it when I was younger, like in middle school. But like my friend was just, he's like, yo, you need to rewatch that and try to align with that and see if it works. I'm just like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So,
It's funny that people still talk about these things like years later. Like certain principles just stick. Like
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, and I tried it. I've been trying it lately. Like even the music that we listen to, the vibrations are off. They say
there's like a certain type of BPM.
The frequency and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why they tell you to always change from like 48 hertz or something.
Yeah, because like the energy, it's all about energy, right? And the energy brings you down. Like they say, if you play rock music or rap music by a plant, it'll kill the plant.
Yeah.
But if you play like classical music or like jazz or something that's uplifting, it'll literally cause the plant to grow faster and grow nicer. So it's like, with all that stuff that we're putting into ourselves, the food, the music, the stuff that we watch, it's like all that negative stuff is like, I'm curious to see like how much is that affecting my growth and my evolution and the things that I want. So
It can really change things because like if you bag it, like if you're listening to some heavy rap music or anything else negative like heavy metal music, if there's a point in your life where you're having a conversation and it's something that could flip your attitude, you're more likely to go into a negative attitude with that type of music. Whereas if you're listening to something light, calm, you would have simmered yourself out. You would have been nice and chill.
No, I agree with that statement. Just like the type of music affects your mood and stuff. Cause like honestly, like I used to work with like rap music. I'm like, nah, like I can't.
You can't do it. Yeah.
You have to listen to like something like a little bit more calm and stuff.
Yeah, all day.
Go to bed with that.
Yeah, all day I've been listening to classical music and jazz. Like, and I can't lie, my energy's been up. Like, I don't feel as dragged down as I usually would. But yeah, like, I don't know. I think it's helping my mental health.
I think it's good for like, even if you're trying to stay focused, because I use classical music for that, like trying to stay focused, or if I'm on, or if I need to relax or something, I put a little song on.
Yeah.
This is why it's easier to like, you could wake up early in the morning and have good mornings if you're hearing the birds chirp and like a rooster croak or whatever.
Sets the right vibrations.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next? Go.
It just sounds like you.
Nah, I'll go. I'm calm still. Like, I think other episodes I always say like, yo, my mental health is this, I can't really speak today. My mental health is that. Like, I don't know. Today I'm calm. Like, you know, I'm kind of just taking things one day at a time. You know, going with the flow type flex. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay.
Feels good.
Yeah.
What about you, Delux?
Oh man.
I'll pass the ball to you.
Yeah, I feel like my mental health is good. I've been sleeping better, getting back into therapy and everything, so that's fun. A lot of the things that I had ideals for, like I put them into fruition and doing them in person and everything, so it's really cool when you have an idea and then you're able to follow through with it. I've just been really tired and stuff like that just because there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of good things, a lot of movements. April is actually ironically a busy month for me already, and the month has started, so
That's good problems.
so it's good problems to have. A lot of good digital media stuff, some new films coming out. We're gonna be shooting that as well, and then doing some big podcasts coming up soon. So I'll let that simmer till next couple episodes. But a lot of things are bumping, and it's Easter Sunday, Easter Monday. God bless everything, and April is a great month.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Make happen.
Yeah.
Did you want to say?
Y'all wait to check it out. But I think that's our episode still.
Yeah.
He tried it.
That's right. I'm not smooth with it like this guy is.
You gotta.
This guy is.
Tell it for what it is. Tell it for what it is.
Professional manager.
Man, alright. My mental health is good, but you know, I'm feeling like things are very in line with that show Severance. I need you guys to watch that.
Severance.
Severance is such a good show.
What's that show about? 'Cause I haven't heard.
I heard something
about
about
it,
like
I don't know
you
what it's
leave your
about.
brain at work or something like that.
All right, let me break it down for you. I'm gonna break down the first season and the first couple episodes because like
Gotcha.
the second season, the ending, the episode finale, it's such a. I
no
need to.
spoilers.
All right, so let's say you've gone through some type of deep trauma, right?
Mm.
Like something horrific. Let's say a family member died or something that you couldn't handle, and there's this company that gives out the opportunity for you to have a work life that separates your mind from what you're currently living, so you could have for yourself on the outside, you feel like you get a break to have your mind switch off, and you're calm. But in reality, they have this chip that goes into your brain. When you go to work and you take that elevator up, it switches your mind. So it feels like a totally different person. And they are in there working every day, living a totally different life.
Oh.
But it gets hectic. It gets really, really hectic. I don't want to spoil anything for you. But it's just a tough show. And then it shows the constant 9 to 5 work life and the drain of it, the mental that it takes from your mental state. Like, for these people that are on the inside, they call themselves innies, and they think about what could be happening to themselves on the outside. They're outies, and it's like the ants inside the glass case where you can see the whole mind, I guess, or whatever you call it. And they're wondering what they could be on the outside, what their life is like. But inside, they're just working every day.
No problems.
They literally, when they clock out for work, they clock out and it feels like 5 seconds has passed and they're back to work.
So are you trying to say that relates to like you and where you are right now?
Fam, working, I've been taking more hours, right? I didn't know full-time hurts so much.
It's so good.
Full-time?
Yo, that transition from part-time to full-time is no joke.
It's deadly.
Bro, I'm dying. I like, when it first started, I felt like I had no groove. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to figure this life situation out, but it didn't feel like I was getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Because like, it felt like, oh, I'm going to go home, sleep, and then go back to work.
Yeah.
That's severance for you.
But that's tough. But that has been our episode, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment
and subscribe, y'all.
Quickie. Where else? Oh yeah, check us out on Spotify.
Spotify.
We're keeping it up with the episodes.
Exactly.
So download.
But yeah, that's been our episode. Peace.
Peace.